Richard Chase, the vampire who drank blood. In the late 1970s, the people of Sacramento, California, were living in fear. Behind locked doors, they whispered about a man who killed without reason, entered homes uninvited, and committed acts so vile they hardly seemed human. They called him the Vampire of Sacramento. His real name was Richard Chase, and what made him infamous wasn't just that he killed, it was what he did after the killing that earned him his monstrous nickname. Richard Chase was born in 1950. From a young age, he showed signs of deep psychological disturbance. He tortured animals, set fires, and obsessed over blood. By the time he was a teenager, he believed his own heart was shrinking and that he needed to consume blood to survive. He was later diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, but his mental illness went untreated for years. He believed Nazis were trying to poison him. He thought his stomach was backwards, that his blood was turning to powder, and that he needed to drink animal blood to replenish it. Soon, animals weren't enough. In December 1977, Chase committed his first murder. A man named Ambrose Griffin, a 51-year-old engineer, was shot dead in front of his wife, randomly, without warning, as he unloaded groceries. Just a few weeks later, Chase escalated. On January 23, 1978, Chase broke into the home of Teresa Wallen, a 22-year-old woman who was 3 months pregnant. What he did inside shocked even the most hardened investigators. He shot her with a .22 caliber pistol, dragged her body into a bedroom, and then mutilated her. Chase then removed her organs, drank her blood, and reportedly used a yogurt container to scoop it. But he wasn't done yet. Just 4 days later, on January 27th, he committed his most horrific spree. He entered the home of Evelyn Miroth, a 36-year-old mother. Inside were her 6-year-old son Jason, a nephew, and a male friend. He shot them all. He then sexually assaulted Evelyn's corpse, mutilated her, bathed in her blood, and removed multiple organs. He even took the body of her 22-month-old nephew, David, with him. The baby's remains were later found in a box, decapitated. When police arrived at the scene, they described it as a slaughterhouse. There was blood on the walls, floors, and furniture, and at the center of it, evidence of ritualistic mutilation. They had a suspect, Richard Chase. He had previously been institutionalized for drinking rabbit blood and injecting himself with it. He had also been caught covered in blood months before, but the system failed to detain him. Police tracked him down using fingerprints left at the murder scenes. When they arrested Chase, he had blood-stained clothes, a bucket of body parts, and a blender containing raw organs in his apartment. Inside his fridge, human remains. In 1979, Chase stood trial for 6 counts of murder. His lawyers pled insanity, but the jury disagreed. They found him guilty, and he was sentenced to death in the gas chamber. But Richard Chase never made it that far. In December 1980, just a year after his conviction, he was found dead in his prison cell, an apparent suicide after overdosing on his medication. Even in death, his story chilled the nation. Richard Chase wasn't just a killer. He was a man tormented by his mind, driven by madness to drink blood, destroy lives, and become the monster his delusions created. He wasn't a vampire from legend. He was real, and he walked the streets until he was stopped.